Yo, what is up everyone? James Baek here, and welcome back to another episode of VGC 2018 Baek Battles. Today, we'll be using the Mega Blaziken team once again, and hopefully Mega Blaziken will be able to pull through in this episode. If you haven't checked out the last episode, I highly recommend go checking it out. But, let us play some games and see how well this team does. We are in the high ladder, so yeah, it should be interesting to see if Mega Blaziken can pull through in the high ladders, but we'll see. We'll eventually see. But let's see. I mean, I really do enjoy the team, like how it's been playing so far, as we find the first opponent from Japan with a 1778 rating with a QR code team. Salamence, Landorus Varian, Tapu Koko, Cresselia, Tapu Fini, and Ferrothorn. So, what does my opponent have? Let's see. Two Pokemon weak to ice, which is really interesting. Kind of wish I had a Pokemon that could actually take advantage of that. But two Intimidate users means that my Bisharp is looking really good in this matchup. Like, Bisharp can do a lot of work in this matchup. So can Tapu Lele. I like Tapu Lele a lot. Like, the only problem is the Ferrothorn, really. I think I like the Bisharp plus Tapu Lele a lot here. Blaziken does a lot of work, and the last Pokemon, I don't know, like all of my Pokemon can do well. Landorus for Intimidate, Tapu Koko can outspeed a lot of my opponent's Pokemon, as well as knock out the Tapu Fini, which could give me problems. And Gastrodon with the Storm Drain, and the fact that it can wall most of my opponent's team is pretty nice. I kind of like Gastrodon because if my opponent tries to go Trick Room, all I need to do is knock out Ferrothorn, and then Gastrodon basically does super well against my opponent's team. It's also a great pivot, I think, overall against my opponent's team. So I think I want to go those four. The problem mainly is going to be that Tapu Fini. Tapu Fini is going to be an annoying Pokemon to deal with. So I'm going to have to find answers around that Tapu Fini. And if I can get answers around that Tapu Fini, I am going to be really good for this game. So let's see my opponent leads something that can actually counter, like, Bisharp. Bisharp's a real problem to my opponent's team. We'll see if my opponent does have answers. Bisharp plus Tapu Lele, which I just realized I can't Sucker Punch, but I can Sucker Punch the main threats such as, or my opponent just leads this, which is Tapu Fini plus Cresselia. I do not mind, because you're going to get the Misty Surge up, which is okay. But right here, I think Moonblast and a knockoff into Cresselia just picks up a knockout onto Cresselia. And that will just be a huge knockout because none of my Pokemon other than Bisharp really handled the Cresselia well as I prevent Trick Room from going up. So I'm just going to Moonblast and knock off the Cresselia. Just get as much damage as I can onto the Cresselia. We'll see how fast the Tapu Fini is, but I doubt it can. Well, it can KO Bisharp thanks to its Focus Sash. And the fact that it's probably slower than my Bisharp unless it's a really fast Specs variant, I would imagine. So, Moonblast is going to go out into the Cresselia. Should do about, what, 40? 35. Knockoff is going to come out. I think this will pick up the knockout. Yep. This knockoff is going to pick up the knockout on Cresselia. Great, great, great. Get rid of that Papa Berry, and Moonblast is going to come out. Oh, please get a special attack drop. That would be beautiful. I would get to +2. It is Specs, it looks like. Huh. No special attack drop. That's unfortunate. Imagine if that did happen. That would have been crazy. But I do get a lot of damage on the Tapu Fini, which is really nice here, as basically I did knock out the Cresselia, and my Bishop's looking for a lot of pressure right now. So, Ferrothorn's going to come out. Not a Pokemon I deal with too well, to be honest, but I do have my Blaziken, so yeah, not too bad. I could probably just go for the Protect with my Bisharp and go for a Moonblast into the Tapu Fini. Maybe trade my Tapu Lele for that chip damage onto Fini. That would be nice. Which I think I am going to do. Like, getting rid of Fini next turn would be really nice here. So, I'll just Protect here with Bisharp, as I will get a Moonblast off into the Tapu Fini. How much is it going to do? Should do a good amount. 40%, not bad. Not the best, not the worst, as we're going to see Gyro Ball come out from the Ferrothorn. It is going to target down my Tapu Lele. That is going to be able to pick up the knockout. However, again, still not too bad, as I can go out into my Blaziken right here. And I think I just click Knock Off in the Tapu Fini and a Flare Blitz in the Ferrothorn. I could go for Iron Head too. Which I think I'm just gonna click knock off, because if I knock out the Tapu Fini's choice specs, its damage output is very reduced. So I'm just gonna Flare Blitz for Ferrothorn and knock out the Tapu Fini. If I knock out Ferrothorn, Gastrodon basically wins this game. So all I have to do is knock out the Ferrothorn, but we'll see if my opponent gives it to me by either protecting, I'm pretty sure. But no switch outs are coming out, summoning the Salamence, for example. But Blaziken will Mega Evolve. Let's see if there's a Protect. No Protects at all, so I will be able to knock out the Ferrothorn. Great, so Gastrodon looks like it's going to win this game unless... I don't know, I think it would be able to win this game, to be honest. I don't see a Pokemon that can... Well, maybe call mine Cresselia if it was in the back, but Cresselia's not in the back, that's for sure. As knockoff is going to go into Tapu Fini. You don't need your item. You do not need your item. Get rid of his choice specs. Moonblast is going to come out, and that is going to target down the Bishop. So Bishop's going to go down. Great. But I don't know. I don't see my opponent's way of handling Gastrodon. Speed Boost is going to activate, so Blaziken should be faster than anything on my opponent's team. And Gastrodon will be coming out. Now, maybe I should change this Gastrodon Citrus Berry, because I'm not sure about the Wiki Berry calcs right here. The Wiki Berry calc could be a bit weird in this one. But let's see, I'm pretty sure my opponent's last Pokemon will be Salamence. Yep. So Salamance's going to come out, which makes sense why my opponent was trying to get rid of Bishop, but it's kind of a bit late, because even though, like, you got rid of Bishop, the Gastrodon's a huge problem. I wonder if it's choice banded for Althorn there, as Ice Beam is very safe, and I think just a Flare Blitz, or I could Flare Blitz. Yeah, I could Flare Blitz to Tapu Fini. I think Flare Blitz should be a 2k and knockout anyway. And if Salamence decides to protect for Tapu Fini to try and get extra Moonblast damage on my Gastrodon, I will be able to 2k out Tapu Fini. So no matter what, I'm fine with this trade. Even if it's Hyper Voice, Hyper Voice isn't going to do too much. Although Hyper Voice and the 2 Moonblasts do scare me, because I'm not sure that's going to be able to pick up the knockout. But Salamence is going to Mega Evolve here. Let's see if it protects or not. It does not protect, so Flare Blitz is going to come out into that Tapu Fini slot. I was just due at -1, not going to pick up the knockout at that range. As Earthquake. Huh. Very curious decision, because you knock out the Blaziken, but Gastrodon just wins now. I don't understand that play. If you have a flying type move, I think you try to go for like a crit onto Gastrodon or something, but instead opting for the Earthquake, as Ice Beam is going to be able to pick up the knockout onto Salamence, and that should be the game. Yeah. I'm really confused about the Earthquake play. Maybe my opponent thought Salamence could live one Ice Beam, but I don't think that was the play. Very confusing, but we do take the first win. Very fast-paced episode, as fast as Mega Blaziken was going with his speed boost, but Mega Blaziken put in some work there. It will knock out Ferrothorn and do the chip damage to Tapu Fini to put it in the range of Earthquake. Maybe my opponent thought, oh, Blaziken's going to protect, I could Earthquake plus Moonblast. But even then, like, Earthquake plus Moonblast wouldn't knock out Gastrodon, for instance, and you would probably lose your Salamence there. Or maybe my opponent was expecting me to target down the Tapu Fini slot, but there's no reason for me not to just Flare Blitz and target down the Salamence slot with an Ice Beam, because Flare Blitz to a knockouts the Tapu Fini with Blaziken, and if you don't target the Gastrodon, there's no chance of you KOing it. So I knew I had either 2 Flare Blitzes, or I just had Gastrodon be able to Ice Beam, and I was gonna be able to take hits anyway. I guess the play my opponent could have made was go for a Protect with Salamence and a Moonblast in the Gastrodon, but again, Flare Blitz is a 2 KO. I don't have to worry about Protect on Tapu Fini, and a Flare Blitz into another Flare Blitz would knock out the Tapu Fini, and then Ice Beam should be able to knock out the Salamence, and I believe I would survive one Double Edge, especially with the Area Late nerf. So, our second opponent, which I feel like I faced a lot before, we have a standard team. Kangaskhan, Landorus Fairing, Cresselia, Heatran, Tapu Fini, and Zapdos. Not much of a surprise here, but yeah, I kind of wish I had Rock Slide on this Blaziken. I don't carry Rock Slide on this Blaziken, and it could hurt me. Let's see. Bishop's pretty good. I don't really have a good answer to Zapdos, do I? Yeah, I don't really have a solid answer to Zapdos. Although my opponent really doesn't have a solid answer to Gastrodon. What's your Gastrodon answer. Bloom Doom Heatran, I guess? I don't know, there are a lot of ways I could handle this matchup. I definitely want to bring Tapu Koko and Gastrodon as a lead, I think. I think it's solid overall as a lead. Or I could lead Blaziken and Bisharp, but I'm pretty sure Tapu Fini Zapdos is going to lead. I think Bisharp in the back, and I think... maybe not Bisharp. Maybe I want Blaziken and Tapu Lele in the back, because Tapu Lele just does so much damage with its Psychic, and I don't really see Bisharp doing too much work. I'm not sure if Cresselia would be brought. I kind of doubt it. I think it would be Fini Zapdos, so I kind of would count Cresselia out. So Bisharp wouldn't do much unless it's Landorus Fairying leading or in the back, but I'm not sure if you bring Landorus. I think you would. I'm seeing the 4 Pokemon right now as Zapdos, Fini, Kangaskhan, and maybe the Heatran in the back. That's basically what I'm guessing here. But Tapu Koko plus Gastrodon as the lead against Kangaskhan and Heatran, completely out of my range of expectations. I wish I brought Landorus. Landorus would be a good Pokemon here. I wonder that Heatran does carry Bloom Doom. I do want to scout with a double protect here, which is a very safe play. What if I just let Blaziken? I should just let Blaziken. If I let Blaziken, this would be amazing. I could also just hard switch into Lele. I could also switch Gastrodon hard into Lele. I think I'm gonna double protect this turn. No, not recover. Double protect. I want to scout for that Bloom Doom. So we'll see here what happens from my opponent. Heatran's gonna withdraw. Okay. Into Tapu Fini. Okay. I do have Gigavolt Havoc, so I can knock up to Tapu Fini, which I do not mind. And we'll see what Kangaskhan decides to do here. Just Mega Evolve. If it's just Fake Out, I really wish I did just go for like a switch in a Lele and a Thunderbolt here, which would have done a massive amount of damage, but I don't risk Double Edge coming out turn 1, or I don't risk Bloom Doom, so I kind of doubt that Heatran has Bloom Doom. So that's something that's good to note. As even though most Heatrans don't carry Bloom Doom, it's like a good thing to note here. Fake Out's just going to go out into the Tapu Koko slot. Okay. Volt Switch seems pretty good. I don't need Lele as much. I think just Volt Switch into Kangaskhan and Earth Power. Just trying to weaken Kangaskhan for the end game seems pretty good. As Tapu Fini is going to withdraw, actually. Wow. In a Heatran. Oh, what if I Earth Powered that slot? That would have been amazing. But, like, I'm not being pressured much, so I'd rather just Volt Switch to Kangaskhan and get an Earth Power off. That didn't do a lot. But then again, we're not on electric terrain, so it kind of makes sense. Tapu Lele can come out for sure. But man, I wonder what my opponent's last Pokemon is. That's really going to determine the pace of this game. Is it Landorus? Is it going to be Zapdos? I think Zapdos is like the one Pokemon I am worried about. Double Edge is going to come out. Should target down my... Ooh, the Gastrodon slot. Okay. That's going to proc my 50% barrier, so I do not mind. And you're taking all this recoil. Tapu Lele is going to stay on the field, and I can basically just spam Moonblast into that Kangaskhan slot, so I do not mind. Especially you're going to be weakened here. So Earth Power into that Kangaskhan slot does weaken it, and now I can just fire off Moonblast into that slot. Unless there's a reason to spam Psychic, but Tapu Fini's in the back. Moonblast hits everything on my opponent's team anyway. I could go for Gleam here, but there's no reason not to. I think Earth Power in this to play into Heatran. Although maybe I could have Ice Beamed. I think Ice Beam was also a safe play into Heatran just because I think Heatran either protects or switches out into maybe Landorus. But I don't know, if you switch into Landorus, you don't gain much momentum anyway. So I feel like this is a safe play overall. Especially since my opponent's in an awkward position. Nothing really wants to take a Moonblast on my opponent's team, because it's going to do a lot of damage to the Kangaskhan slot, as well as Earth Power will be able to knock out the Heatran, unless it's maybe a Shuckleberry variant. As Heatran's going to retreat into Fini, I'm guessing? Cresselia, okay. So that's the last Pokemon, but Cresselia shouldn't be able to do much unless... Maybe it's Sunny Day, but we're going to see the Kangaskhan Protect, which is fine. I'm always going to double up the Kangaskhan slot with an Earth Power Moonblast, because I don't let Heatran get in for free, potentially. So I will always go for Moonblast plus, yeah, I always go for Moonblast plus the Earth Power into the Kangaskhan slot. There's no reason not to. Cresselia can set up Trick Room if it wants to. Calm Mind is like the only thing that like screws me over with Cresselia. That in that case I have to weaken it and put in range for my Blaziken. But right now, it's not looking too bad. I did get rid of Kangaskhan. It looks like you can't Sucker Punch for chip damage. I can get rid of either Kangaskhan or Heatran this turn. If Feeny comes out, it's taking a lot of damage, and basically I don't mind a lot of damage onto top of Feeny, to be honest. So right here, looking pretty good. As let's see what my opponent is going to opt for. What would I do if I'm my opponent? Oh no. Ally switch, of course. Yeah, maybe I should just Ice Beam the Cresselia slot. Well, then again, he's just gonna go down to recall, right? He should go down to recall. Oh, it's gonna be into Tapu Lele. Okay. So that's a bit unfortunate, to be honest. That is kind of unfortunate, but that's not too bad for me. And Cresselia's not really offering much offensive pressure here, which is really good, I guess. Oh, that's so annoying, though. That's so annoying. Ally Switch is always annoying because I don't really expect them on the standard teams. But yeah, like, it's a thing. Okay, Tapu Koko comes in for that Tapu Fini. And now it's a mind game of, do I Gigavolt Havoc the Tapu Fini slot, or do I decide... This is going to be an annoying mind game no matter what. And I don't have to say... I can't Volt Switch because Blaziken does not want to play in the back. So, Gigavolt Havoc. I do just want to fire off the Gigavolt Havoc, to be honest, but you can protect Icy Wind if you have it. I'm just going to protect Tapu Koko, and I think I want to recover off some health with my Gastrodon here. Since it's Ally Switch, it shouldn't have Calm Mind on Cresselia, so Gastrodon or I'm not sure if Blaziken can beat Cresselia 1v1, maybe. Well, I believe Blaziken lives 1 Psychic, so if I can get into that 1v1 position with Blaziken at full health, I could SD up into Flare Blitz, and that should be able to finish off the Cresselia. Unless Psychic gets a crit. The Tapu Fini is going to withdraw. I really want to Earth Power that slot. Heatran going to come out. As I am going to protect my Tapu Koko. And let's see what the Cresselia does. It's just a Psy Shock and going to be into my Gastrodon. So I could have got a free Thunderbolt off basically. But I do not mind this because I recover up to damage right here. And unless, again, you have Bloom Doom, which I don't think you do because you would have used the first turn most likely, I can just go for a Volt Switch into Cresselia and an Earth Power into, I think, the Cresselia slot too. I think you would Ally Switch here. Although there's no reason for me not to Earth Power Heatran, because if you Ally Switch... What? I'm going to Earth Power the Heatran. The reason is I'm going to Volt Switch into my Blaziken, right? So if I Volt Switch into my Blaziken and you decide to Earth Power Gastrodon and Ally Switch, that means you have to double up the Gastrodon slot the following turn in order to pick up the knockout, which is why I'm going for this play. And it looks like it does work out here because my opponent didn't go for Ally Switch. So we're going to go out in a Blaziken here, even if it's on the Earth Power. I wonder if Blaziken can take this? I'm not sure. We'll see. It is going to be Hidden Power. What? Oh, Hidden Power. Not Grass. It looks like Ice may be expecting Volt Switch in a Landers there. Okay. Psyshock going to come out into the Gastrodon slot, but I'll take this trade. I'll definitely take this trade. Of course you get the crit. Earth Power into the Shuckaberry Heatran. Okay, we reveal its item. Earth Power does a good amount. And that's pretty good. That's a pretty good turn, not gonna lie. I think I'll just Mega Evolve here. Go for Low Kick into Heatran, and I don't want to Flare Blitz Cresselia and Earth Power that slot. I could catch... Yeah, I'm going to Flare Blitz and Earth Power that slot. I'm trying to get rid of Heatran right now, which is an annoying Pokemon to deal with, and I could potentially knock out Cresselia here. Even if it's like a... what's it called? Ally Switch, I at least get rid of Heatran this turn. And if you don't Ally Switch, I pick up potentially 2 knockouts, as it looks like I do potentially pick up 2 knockouts. So please, Mega Blaziken, please knock out this Cresselia right here with the Flare Blitz. Nice. Critical hit, I do not think it matters. It might, but I don't think it does, to be honest. As let's see what the Heatran goes for. It's going to be an Earth Power into the Blaziken. Oh, it's going to be into the Gastrodon, so I'm guessing it was a double up in the Gastrodon slot. Nice, no crit. Earth Power going to come out into the Heatran. Is going to pick up the knockout. And my Tapu Koko should win with the Electric Terrain Gigavolt Havoc. So nice, 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 as Blaziken will get a speed boost. And let's see, Tapu Fini comes out, but if it's choice specs, like, I'm just gonna Swords Dance up. No, Swords Dance is not to play, in case I do run into my opponent later on in the on the ladder. So I'm just gonna Flare Blitz here, get some chip, and Earth Power the Tapu Fini slot. Like, Tapu Koko should just win this game anyway, as the match is gonna be forfeit. I'm not sure if it's choice specs or not, but I would be able to knock out the Tapu Fini anyway, and we are gonna pick up another win. Nice, nice, nice. So basically, my thought process there was, even if you ally switch, I at least get rid of Heatran. Heatran can only knock out my Blaziken if you decide to go for it. So luckily, was able to knock out the Cresselia, was able to knock out the Heatran. I don't think the crit mattered because we're talking about Adamant Mega Blaziken's Flare Blitz. It's still pretty strong. So yeah, just able to pick up that knockout, and ally switch mind games were annoying. Like, you saw my opponent click it once, and the mind games were already frustrating. But oh, one game, well, one, potentially a few more from 1900, but we find an 1800 player. So if I actually do win this, I am in the 1900s. That would be quite insane, but you know, can't underestimate my opponent. We got Charizard, Cresselia, Stack Attack, Landorus Variant, Tapu Koko, and Raichu. And let me just say, why does Gastrodon look amazing in this matchup? Gastrodon actually looks amazing in this matchup. So does Landorus Variant. Oof. Those are the two Pokemon I definitely want to bring in this matchup. Okay. Blaziken could do some work. Okay. I want to have Landorus Gastrodon as the lead. It's just so good against my opponent's team. It is actually so good against my opponent's team. So I want to go with that. The question is Blaziken worth it? It can be. I also like Bishop a lot, to be honest. Tapu Koko's Z move is also pretty good because it can also be Charizard. I kind of like that. And the last Pokemon, Bishop again. Tapu Lele can also put in some work because it's a good switch in. Like, it's good overall, I think, Tapu Lele. Oh man, it's between Bishop and Tapu Lele. I want to go Bishop, I think, just in case the Cresselia is Calm Mind, because I need an answer to Cresselia just in case it is Calm Mind. So, we'll see here how this goes. Like, I think I have, like, the Pokemon necessary to win this game. I just don't know how, like, board positioning-wise switches are going to work in this game, or how I'm going to be able to get that momentum straight away. But I do have, like, the damage output I need, and I definitely do have the bulk. So we got Landorus and Gastrodon. Why did I say Heatran? I have no idea. Charizard Cresselia is gonna lead here, and I do want to find out how fast this Charizard is. I doubt it's max speed, but like, it's always not good to risk anything turn one. So I will go for a U-turn into Cresselia, I think, and go for a hard switch in a Bishop. Because Icy Wind Protect is definitely a play I could see, and I don't think you Heat Wave, I think you Solar Beam. I mean, you could just go for the Heat Wave, but I feel like if you have a chance, get rid of the Gastrodon as fast as you can. So Bishop's gonna come out, and let's see. My opponent's gonna Mega Evolve. Are you faster? You have to be Timid Charizard in order to outspeed me. If you are Timid Charizard, I guess that is kind of bad. Let's see here. As Charizard's Drought's gonna activate. I wish I kind of Rock Slide turn one, but let's see. No, it is gonna be Protect, so Mega Ball Protect is an interesting choice here. Okay. I do not mind. You turn, and I think I'll go on to Tapu Koko just because of the fact if you don't Icy Wind, I'll be able to pressure the Cresselia with a lot. So Tapu Koko is gonna come out. And I only need Tapu Koko for this Charizard, I think. Like, I don't see Tapu Koko doing much otherwise. Let's see if it's an Ice Beam or an Icy Wind. It's a Trick Room coming out. Okay. Not the move I was anticipating at all, but I'll take it. I will take it. Okay. So I wonder if that means Stack Attack is in the back. I'm pretty sure that means Stack Attack is in the back. So I'll just protect Tapu Koko and go for a knockoff into Cresselia because I do want to get rid of this Cresselia as fast as I can. Game rid Cresselia would be really nice. If my opponent does switch out, like Stack Attack loses its item, so if it's Life Orb, like I get rid of a huge item, so I do not mind this. Although right here is kind of awkward, right? Because of the fact that even though I probably get rid of Cresselia, like Charizard's gonna be firing off a very powerful fire type attack, and the fact is that Cresselia can probably just Ice Beam my Bishop slot, or it's just Helping Hand, which is fine too, because Knockoff is gonna knock out the Cresselia, and Bishop's actually gonna live the turn, which is like sort of like okay. I'm not sure about how I feel about this, as it's slower than my Bisharp even. Wow, that's a really slow Charizard. Okay. Really slow Charizard. Okay. Focus Sash. Don't burn me. Nice. Knock off into Cresselia. Get rid of that item. And get rid of Cresselia. So let's see what kind of item it was. Probably 50% berry. Yeah. Beaky berry. Okay, so I get rid of the Cresselia, which is really nice. Although, like, I still have to stall out these Trick Room turns, as we're going to see the Stack Attack come out. And, you know, once I get rid of Cresselia and weaken the Stack Attacker, like, I can pretty much easily stall out Trick Room. It's just a question of how. I think I want to go out into Gash on the Heart for Tapu Koko and just protect Bishop to stall out a turn of Trick Room. I feel like it makes the most sense. I hope you don't Solar Beam the Tapu Koko slot anticipating it, but I feel like if anything, you could Solar Beam the Tapu Koko. I think you Rock Slide Solar Beam actually, now that I think about it, but I do go off the chance you Heat Wave because I can't let my Coco go down here, because Coco can be really valuable here. So Rock Slide is going to come out. I'm hoping it's not Solar Beam, but it could be. We'll see here. Rock Slide going to do insignificant damage to Gastrodon, as it's going to be a Flamethrower into the Gastrodon slot. Okay. That still does do a lot of damage. Jeez. That did a lot of damage. Okay, how many times of Trick Room am I left? There's 2 more. Okay, I could protect. Yeah, I protect here, and I Sucker Punch the Charizard for sure. It's not Life Orb Stack Attacker, so that's something good to note. But I need Sucker Punch damage to put the Charizard in range of Rock Slide, since I'm guessing it's a really bulky Charizard if it's super slow. And I'm pretty sure Charizard protects here. There's no reason not to attack with Charizard. You have like the Trick Room pressure. So we will protect with Gastrodon, and we'll see what my opponent decides to opt for. Gonna be Ally Switch, really? Okay, Ally Switch is getting old fast. I'm actually getting really sick of facing Ally Switch. Heat Wave gonna come out, okay. I wonder if it's Wide Guard too. I wonder if it's Wide Guard too. I'll just go on the top of Coco, I guess. The Ally Switch is so annoying. Okay. The original plan was to go into Landorus and Earth Power to Stack Attack slot and Rock Slide, because I was either going to be able to trade Stack Attacka or get a double knockout here, but it looks like that's not possible. So I'm going to switch out my Gastrodon into Landorus here, since it's Assault Vest, it can take hits. I'm going to protect here. That's still really annoying, but at least it's not the worst case scenario. Sun's going to wear off this turn, which means that if I can pick up a knockout or a Charizard doesn't switch out, I'm going to be able to get a lot of damage off. Wide Guard is still really hard to deal with, though. If it is Wide Guard Ally Switch, which it could definitely be on the Stack Attack, and I don't want to think about it because that is actually a massive threat. Wish I had Superpower on my Landorus. Or maybe it was better just to Earth Power Stack Attacker, but I could definitely see Ally Switch once again. So the position here, like, it's no matter what, it's pretty bad. Oh, Stack Attacker withdraws. In a Landorus. Okay. I will take that. I will take that. The reason I take this is because I get an Intimidate off onto my opponent's side of the field, which I do not mind. Does that mean Flamethrower to Tapu Koko slot? Do you Heat Wave, or do you just Solar Beam? Either way, like, I'm fine with either result. I don't know if that's Scarfland is, but we'll find out, I guess. Protect from Tapu Koko. As what is it gonna be? Flamethrower into the Tapu Koko. Nice. So Landorus basically gets in for free. The sun fades out, which is nice, and Trick Room returns to normal. I kind of want to knock off the Landorus and get rid of its item. I think it's Z move on Stack Attacka. Maybe Continental Crush. Or maybe, well, it's definitely Z move on Raichu, that's for sure. I think Charizard switches out here, but there's no reason for me not to just Rock Slide here because, and go into Gastrodon, because this covers the Stack Attacker switch in as well. Something my opponent can really do. So I'll just Rock Slide and go out into my Gastrodon because one, if my opponent decides to Earthquake here, it will proc my berry. Rock Slide will... I'm not sure if it's knocking out Charizard, especially since I'm not max attack. I wish I kind of had Rock Tomb in this situation, but no matter what, like, Gastrodon's going to be in an advantageous position unless it is like a Tectonic Rage variant, and I do connect Rock Slide, so that's a really good start, and Charizard stays in. I'll take that. That really weakens to Charizard, but not knockout. As Landers does flinch here, and Flamethrower is going to come out into Gastrodon. Oh, please proc my berry. This could be bad if it doesn't. Yeah, it does. Okay, nice. Nice. So, I'm not sure about Landers flinching. I mean, it would have been, like, alright either way, but now I can just go for a Rock Slide, I think, and a Ice Beam in the Landers. Even if, like, my opponent switches out and stack Attacker, I could either pick up a knockout Charizard, and if you, like, Protect switch out, I think that's fine, too, because one, like... I can always Earth Power to stack attack at the following turn, and it looks like Charizard might be in range to knock off anyway. So, Rock Slide, Stack Attack is going to avoid. I don't think the damage really matters. Stack Attacker, Rock Slide is going to come out into Landorus. Nice. And I flinched my opponent, which is unfortunate. I think that was a U-turn, but again, my game plan didn't change. The only thing that would have been annoying to deal with is Ally Switch Mind Games, and that's basically what we're doing now, except I don't have to deal with the Landorus on the opposing side. So, not too bad. Not too bad. Charizard's gonna come out. I wonder if my opponent thinks I'm Scarf because of how I've been playing. So maybe he just goes for a Wide Guard and the Solar Beam, which I do not mind since I'll go for the knockoff and KO this Charizard, and I'll go for the Earth Power into Stack Attack. I think Wide Guard comes out here. And if Wide Guard does come out, I do win the game. Well, unless knockoff doesn't pick up the knockout on Charizard, and it definitely might not. But like I weakened Charizard to the point where I could just knock off that slot and Dazzling Gleam because it covers the Ally Switch plus the Wide Guard tech. So no matter what, I should have this game in the bag unless maybe Psych Attack or Gyro Balls, Tapu Koko instead, and Charizard protects. That's like the only way I could see like me losing here. We'll see though. I could always just Gigavolt Havoc to Psych Attack a slot too, which isn't a bad play at all. So there, you know, my opponent still has ways around this. As Charizard is going to protect, I have Earth Power for that Sakataka, and that is going to go down. I don't think Sakataka lives in Earth Power. Please tell me you're not Chuck a Berry. You're definitely not Assault Vest. I don't think it should be Focus Sash on a Sakataka that's bulky. Yep, Sakataka goes down. That should just be the game because I don't have to worry about Ally Switch or Wide Guard. Tapu Koko should just be able to win this game in general. And I just go for a knockoff and see if it did pick up the knockout on Charizard to justify my earlier plays and Ice Beam the Charizard. I'm pretty sure it's the forfeit here. But, yep. And we are going to be able to win 3 battles in a row. That's 5 battles with this team in total in the high ladder. That's actually kind of insane. But thank you all for watching today's episode of VGC 2018 Baek Battles. I really do hope that everyone has enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a like down below to show your support. As well as you can check out my other stuff, such as my social medias and everything else that you want to check out, as well as like side tiers on the channel, as well as my Twitch channel. I highly recommend following my Twitch channel for VGC streams, as well as, yeah, I got a lot of content planned soon. Once I come back home from the summer in a few days. Today is Monday when this video is going up, so I actually get back on Tuesday night. No, it's Wednesday morning I get back, but Wednesday, like, I cannot wait to start with a lot of content. So, hope everyone has enjoyed today's episode. And yeah, feel free to leave a comment down below if you have anything. I try to reply to every comment, and I do read every comment. So, feel free to leave one. As well as, I think that's pretty much it that I had to say. You can check out the playlist down below. You can check out the pace spin of the team down below if you do want to try out this team. And yeah, follow my social medias again, once I said, and that's pretty much it. Have a good day, people. I'll catch you around in another video.